bring in Mr. Oyarekhua now from London. So you obviously are in the part where they're talking about the liquid gas and not the compressed gas and the natural gas. When you hear conversations like this and the world is embracing renewables more and more, do you think that there could be a struggle? A lot of investments that your association, members of your associations do. Do you see a struggle? Could you be that you also need to join the side of the conversation?
Thank you, Ini. You see, the good thing about refining outside the liquid gas is that we also produce what we call the LPG, which is gas, because for every refining that any refinery actually does, there is about 3% of gas coming out of it, which can also be trapped and converted and processed into LPG. I think, like he mentioned Dangote in the past, I think Dangote was looking at even producing LPG into the market. I'm not sure if he still wants to do that. But for every refining process, there's always gas coming out, which of course can also be compressed and processed with the plant. And LPG can also be produced into the market. But of course, like everyone has alluded to, the current problem and the current product that we require in Nigeria today is the liquid gas, which is what the refineries are producing. And I think this is going to stay with us in the next few years to come. Maybe in another 10 to 20 years, I'm sure this will still remain with us. So we in the refinery sector, we are still trying to bridge the gap before gas on its own become the product that we require for our vehicles.
Yeah, but we're still struggling with this. I mean, decades after we have started. Do you see the end of the tunnel, or is it bright somewhere where we would actually say, oh, we now have sufficient PMS, for instance, and we can actually turn to the alternative?
Yeah, I think, for me, it's a policy issue when it comes to refining in Nigeria. Recently, I was browsing through some information about Nigeria refining. I mean, I don't know how many people know that refining in Nigeria started in 1965 by the first 30,000 barrels per day refinery that was installed by Shell, which eventually NNPC, it was not called NNPC then, or the government of that time actually aligned with Shell to make it 60,000 barrels per day, which is the refinery they are trying to actually revamp today in Port Harcourt. That was the first refinery that was installed in Nigeria. And into 1972 and all of that, we began to have maybe bigger refineries being planned. In the 80s, we began to have maybe the Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery, and all of that. But what has been the major problem? Why has refineries not, or have refineries not work in Nigeria? Is it actually being one, about maintenance, then two, about crude supply? These two issues, they have always been the issues we have had with refineries in Nigeria. And as it stands today, the challenges some of us are also having, it's also about crude supply.